if you can send me a screenshot, you can mark your name off of it or whatever. Send me a screenshot and I'm happy to add it to the list. Because I think so far I'm up to like $150 just for the plane ticket live. Apparently she held a live back in like December and early January on on behalf of my charity, because I was doing a charity event for the area women's shelter, and we raised $2,000, but she never gave me any money for that. So if anyone
So,
donated for that cause, that was a lie.
didn't I tell you about that one?
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
had no idea that that was happening.
Yeah, she held live saying that she was going to donate everything to the, wasn't it the, I can't remember, Houston Women's.
Yeah, it's the Houston Area Women's Center.
Yes.
And it was through my sports group and a charity. We've got a 501c out here. All of it's 100% legit. I went as far as to take pictures of, giving them the cashier's check, because we have to keep track of every penny that is obtained and how it's spent. And so it's very tedious. But yeah, while I was in Midland visiting my children for Christmas, apparently she was holding lives, because I
Hmm.
wasn't on TikTok at the time. I was visiting family for the holidays, and she held lives and said she was raising money for this charity event, and I never received any of it. I had no idea that she was doing that.
Yep.
Yeah, and Sabrina, that's what I'm hoping for. If I get enough people that can go forward and send the information to the GoFundMe saying, yeah, this was done in ill will, then hopefully it can get shut down.
And it was the gifts here on TikTok too, because she was saying that all the gifts, whatever she made on the gifts, would be sent to that women's
Yeah,
shelter.
none of it went there.
Oh, I forgot about that part. You were talking about the GoFundMe earlier, so that you don't want to be associated because, she pulled that scam. I get
Yeah,
it now.
exactly. So,
Yeah, I
I
had someone
mean,
come to me and say, "Did you know Nikki's mom died?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, no." You know, and then I actually unblocked her, and there she was on a live,
yeah.
hosting her own live.
If
I
your
mean,
mother just passed, don't you think you'd be grieving too much to be hosting lives?
yes.
Yeah, I would. I know I would.
I don't know the
I would be so
GoFundMe link.
conflicted.
Amber Amber might know it, but
I don't know. I didn't know about the
oh,
GoFundMe.
yeah, more and more people are coming forward and saying that they donated. Like me and Amber, we found out the other day from a mutual of ours that they donated.
I just want to make sure people know that I'm not that's not my character. Like now my integrity is being put on the scale, and
I was sitting here talking and my mic was muted.
sorry.
That's all right. I was just saying, God
Really?
tells us to give, and that's all we can do. We can't control what happens to it after we give and where
Yeah.
it's going. But
I would
sometimes you just have to
so
be wise and where it's going.
I think
Um,
is on the like the intent of our hearts though, like yeah, can we use better judgment? Yes, but
yeah, yeah.
I think the intent, the fact that we want to help other people and we're willing to stretch ourselves so far, like I think that means something.
I do too.
It does. It does. In the long run, it does. Okay. At the end of the day, I don't want anyone to think that I was behind any of this, because it happened under my roof, you know? And
Stormy Rain says she's the reason she had to change the name on this app. I don't know who Stormy Rains was before, but probably.
I mean, it is what it is. I'm spending the money to make the repairs. I've got the floors done. We got one room painted and taken care of. I'm working
What
on the
happened
other.
to your house?
Dude, oh my God. She trashed that room. There were holes big enough I could put my finger in it.
What were the holes for?
She was hanging up heavy duty shelving, and she hung her damn computer on the wall. Like, who the fuck does that?
What?
Yeah. She hung her fucking computer up on the wall.
I was gonna say, like, I
This
don't
is
like
that
giving
kind of
the
shit that I was just
shade.
like, because she said, "Hey, is it okay if I hang stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I'm
Like
thinking
hanging
a
pictures?
picture, a
Yeah.
nail, a thumbtack, like nothing major, right? No, whole ass fucking shelves, and I take all the stuff out, and my finger can fit in those holes. So I had to do a lot of drywall repair and
Yeah,
texture
and that's
repair.
expensive and not easy.
Yeah, well, luckily I know how to do it, so I could cut the middleman out, right?
Right.
But the carpeting, because of the cats, I couldn't get rid of
Oh,
the smell. I couldn't get rid of the mildew on the baseboards. I had to get all of that ripped out and fixed and repaired. So that's all repaired now. And I was able to get the painting done. And I think now I'm gonna add crown molding. That's just me being extra.
yeah.
But and then I've got to fucking worry about fixing the sheetrock in my fucking garage.
Right.
So I mean,
Were they in the garage? What happened to
fell through the roof. They fell through the ceiling.
what?
After I told them you're done up there, right? Yes, I'm done. So explain to me why the fuck you would go back up there the day you're supposed to leave. Why you would go back up there in flip flops, knowing that you have to step on the joist. Oh, I wasn't watching where I was going. Oh, what box did you have in your hand? Oh, I didn't have anything in my hands. And of
So
all the
she fell
places
through
to
the attic.
yeah, of all the places to fall through, because I've got motorcycles, exercise bikes, I've got weight bench, like I've got all kinds of stuff in the garage. The one spot that had a
Yeah.
clear floor underneath is the one spot she happened to fall through that
Did
morning.
she
I was
fall
gonna
all the way
say,
through, or did she
Yeah,
just like lose a leg?
I physically didn't see her actually fall through, so I don't know.
like, I don't know if this ever came up, but could you imagine if she would have seriously injured herself, and then that would have been on you since you own the property, right?
Well, because she was adequately warned, and because she warned someone else that was there, and I have an eyewitness to that, someone who can testify to that. She could try, but nothing would come of it. And besides, I don't know if her injuries were sustained from that or from when she got in the accident 24 hours later, because she didn't go to a hospital. And in fact, or well, I wouldn't say 24 hours later, because that Monday morning is when it happened. And she was at my house Monday night, Tuesday all day, Wednesday all day, and left Thursday evening, like around 5. So, I mean, to be here for over 72 hours and not have medical attention if you were seriously hurt, and
Right.
then you leave and that next morning you're involved in a serious car accident that totaled your vehicle, who's to say you didn't sustain your injuries from that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a good, like, now looking in retrospect, but could you imagine that scenario though, if it would have happened, like, if it
Yeah.
would have played out differently? That could have been a whole can of worms right there.
Yeah, well, I mean, she could sue, but then I would have countersued for damages and monies owed and
Yeah.
mental and emotional anguish.
You could still sue, but you'd have
Yeah,
to
I
go
mean,
through all that bullshit.
I
Yeah,
would take,
no,
I
I
would,
mean, I'm not saying she fell on her ass through the ceiling. If that's what it was. I don't know if she fell through or jumped through. I didn't see it. Okay, so I
Right.
can't confirm, deny, or be indifferent about it. Okay,
but
Right.
but
wasn't
she
it,
did
wasn't
she
it,
did have marks on her backside.
wasn't it,
She was trying to
wasn't it
show
not too
me.
long before that though that she was out riding those mini bikes?
Yeah, she was riding one of the mini bikes,
So
but
who knows if the bruises came from that? Because
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I wasn't there when she was riding the mini bikes. But I mean, if she was bruised before the accident, that's fine. But I mean, to sit there for over 72 hours and say that you're seriously injured, because I was like, do you want us to call an ambulance? No, no, just help me up.
Because
Okay,
she's
well,
been to the
before you
hospital
go,
several times, like when she lived in South Carolina, if she ever had an issue with like her anxiety or work, because she's called me like from the hospital or on the way to the hospital.
Yeah, I've talked to her several times when she's been hurt and something, and she's like always gone. She was always hurt from Amazon for something and off work.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
My biggest concern for Nikki, and this is my empathetic side, is just I can't help but feel sorry for her that she puts herself through this, that she,
Well, yeah, I agree.
to be a pathological liar and to just constantly, like, I actually do feel sorry for her.
I did at one point too.